Radiant and Resilient is about mindset and faith to break paradigms and overcome challenges in our life. Because when the mind, body, and spirit are aligned, we literally radiate from the inside out. I'm Kay Vasquez. Let's dive in. I want to speak to this all or nothing mentality because it has popped up within the last week with a couple of clients and in conversation. And yeah, I really feel that a lot of people with this all or nothing mentality think that it's serving them when it's really not. So let's dive into why it's not serving us. So, what is this all or nothing mentality? It's this belief that a lot of people have that they have to go all in 100% or not. Because if they're not going to go all in 100%, they're not going to do it. So when it comes to our health, for example, if you have this mentality, you're probably, jumping into the gym, meal prepping, making dietary changes. You're doing everything all at once because it's all or nothing, right? You're giving it all 100%. The problem with this mentality is that it leads to burnout. And every person with this belief, this mentality, will admit, the clients that I've worked with have admitted that, when they have this mentality, they go all in, it leads to burnout. Eventually, they stop doing the things that they thought that they should do to create a specific result or change in their life. And that's because, if you think about it, it's not realistic. It's overwhelming mentally, emotionally, physically, in the body. It's a lot. And one of my clients, when she shared that she had this all or nothing mentality, she was afraid to make small little changes because she didn't think that she would really get anywhere by just making small changes. She thought she had to give it all 100%. But when she listened to one of my episodes in my audio course, Already Enough, she recognized that no, it's actually better to focus on making small shifts, making small changes, because that's going to help her get progress and more results in her life, be able to maintain and sustain the changes than going all in and then stopping. And so it's really powerful to recognize if you have this all or nothing mentality, one, how is it serving you? And is it serving you in a way that it's actually creating momentum, getting the results that you want in your life? And if not, because it most likely is not, can you start to see the pattern? Because I could see the pattern so clearly that when they go all in, they burn themselves out and then they stop and then they beat themselves up because they are not getting the results that they want in their life, and they're frustrated and looking for things outside of them to figure out, okay, what are they missing? What else do they need to do? They go to the doctor, they go to a therapist, they're seeking, or signing up for programs and different things, taking supplements, because they think that there's something outside of them that needs to change, when in reality, it's this pattern. They just need to change the pattern. Let go of this all or nothing mentality because it's not serving them. Because it's just it creates this vicious cycle over and over and over again. And when you're stuck in a cycle, in a loop like that, and it's not getting the results that you want, you have to tune inward. You have to tune inward, start identifying what is the thought, what are the beliefs that you have that's starting this loop, which is resulting in you feeling a certain way and resulting in this specific action, or in action, which is creating this specific result. So if you can start to identify this pattern, then you can make a shift, you can change. And it starts with changing that belief. So the belief is, oh, I do things, I'm all or nothing. Well, you don't have to do things with that all or nothing mentality. You can actually change the belief by saying, you know what? I want to make a change with my health, for example. And so instead of going all in and exercising and meal prepping and doing all these things at once, let me start with one small thing. One thing that I can create a habit that's sustainable, that feels good, that I'm able to do long term, that's actually going to create a specific result in my life. And so, with that, yeah, maybe it's just starting to prep your lunch every day. Maybe you just start with that instead of prepping breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just start with prepping lunch every single day. And once you get in the habit and routine of prepping your lunch, okay, maybe you start adding in some exercise, some movement, but you don't go all out at the gym, because that's another mistake people do. They start exercising and they go all out, high intensity exercise, they get so sore, and you're going to deplete all your energy, all your resources. You're going to be exhausted for days and weeks. And then you're just going to be like, well, what's the point? I give up, because it's just, I'm too tired when I exercise because I'm going all in instead of gradually getting into the groove, getting into the routine, starting off with lightweight. Once you adjust and become conditioned to the lightweight, like 1 or 2 times a week, then increase the weight, increase the frequency, ease into exercising. But that's the same with anything. It's like all or nothing with a relationship, all or nothing in a business. Can you start to see the pattern where you're going all in, burning yourself out, and then it makes you stop and not want to take any action? And then you wonder, like, why am I not getting the result in my life? So I share this because, sometimes we need to change the belief. Sometimes we need to tune inward and say, okay, what's actually working for me and what's serving me and what's not? And that was the biggest thing in my life, in recognizing, okay, if I'm not getting a specific result with my health, in my relationship, in my business, in my career, like, what do I need to shift? What do I need to change within me? Which then helps me get to that result. And most of the time, it was shifting a belief that I had about myself, or I had about the world around me, the environment, whatever it was, whatever that belief was, I had to shift that belief, which then shifted everything. So if you have that all in or nothing mentality, really get honest with yourself. How has it been serving you, or how has it not been serving you? Is it actually helping you move towards your goals? Is it actually helping you get what you want in life? And if not, how can you start to shift that belief? How can you give yourself permission to just take it one step at a time? Because at the end of the day, that all or nothing mentality, it goes back to perfectionism. So if you haven't listened to my episode on taking imperfect action, I highly recommend go listen to it, because it speaks about perfectionism and how it could be showing up in your life. Because that's really what it is. All or nothing mentality is a self-sabotaging strategy, which is actually also showing up as perfectionism. Boom. Did I just blow your mind? Because if we can actually zoom out and see the bigger picture, how it's not serving you, the patterns it's creating, and how it's, causing self-sabotage, how it is showing up as perfectionism, now we can start to make a change and tweak. So if you found this helpful, share it with anyone that you know. And if you want to dive deeper, because there's so much that is rooted, like, yes, you have this belief, but where is it coming from? I can help you dive even deeper, because I'll tell you what, it's going to show up in so many different areas of your life, and you may not see it. You may not recognize it. And that's where having a guide and a mentor to come and walk alongside you, because one, I'm not you. I can see things from such a bigger perspective. I'm really good at spotting the patterns and helping you get to the deeper root of it all. So if you need help, you're having a hard time, yeah, shifting out of this mentality, reach out to me. Send me a message on Instagram at the Kate Vasquez, and I'd love to chat and see, yeah, how I can support you on this journey, diving deeper together.